So I just picked up this NC Miata, and I'm going to tell you all the reasons why I chose this car over every other option, and why you should really consider picking up one of these while you still can. So, why did I pick this car? Let me first say, I test drove a lot of different cars when I was looking for something like this. I basically just wanted something sporty, fun. A convertible is a huge plus for me. So I drove BMW Z3 and Z4, Honda S2000. I had previously driven a first-gen Porsche Boxster. I've even driven a CLK, which I was thinking about, and the E90 BMW. Oh, and even an Audi TT Roadster. So I drove tons of cars, and some of those, most of those, have way more power, objectively are more kind of a serious car. So why did I pick this one? Well, everybody says it, and everybody's right. This car is just more fun, and it just puts a smile on my face. A big part of that for me is when I drive a car, I don't want to have to worry about being precious about it, little scratches, dents, expensive maintenance costs, running into just getting fuel all the time with a big V8 or something like that, even though that's fun. But as a daily driver, something I'm gonna just kind of beat on, which these take very, very well, this car just felt so approachable, fun, and comfortable, honestly. Not to discount or hate on any of those other cars, including other Miatas. I've driven all generations of Miata. Price is definitely a factor. If I could get into an ND comfortably, I would highly consider that. If I could get an S2000, I would highly consider that. But that's gonna bring me to our next point, value. This is just such a good deal right now, but I don't think it's gonna be like that for much longer. The wind is picking up, so I had to throw the hat on. So let's talk about value. Now, when you're looking for something, let's say generally you can get the NC for about $10,000 roughly right now. You can get it a lot cheaper than that, you can get it a lot more expensive, but $10,000 will get you a clean one. So when you're comparing that to other options as sports cars, things like what I compared before come up. So Audi TT Roadster, first gen Boxsters, some of the BMW Z cars, and then if you want something a little higher end, Honda S2000, things like that. The problem is most of those cars are a lot older than this car, and the maintenance cost for things like the BMW, Mercedes, Audi is going to be a lot more than this. So really what it comes down to for me of why this is such a good value is you can get a car that's still pretty modern, it's not going to cost you so much to run, and it really comes down to that level of stress. For me, this car just doesn't stress me out, finds a really good balance between enjoyment and just that comfortability, peace of mind, low stress, and for me, that is priceless. So it's gonna vary per person and what you value and prioritize, but if you're looking for a car that doesn't stress you out, still pretty modern, and you can get for a pretty affordable price, this car's not gonna be in that price range much longer, trust me. Now let's talk about other Miatas to compare this to. All right, now let's talk about Miatas compared to the NC. Now, this is the first time I've ever done a drive and chat kind of setup. Let me know what you guys think. Testing out some new things here. You already know we gotta go top down. I'll leave the windows up, hopefully you can hear me okay. So, the NC versus other Miatas. Now, again, let me start off by saying the best Miata is the Miata that you have. So, I've personally had an NA before this, and I love that thing. That thing was amazing, so much fun. I learned manual in that car. That's the car that really kind of got me into cars. Now, when you're thinking about getting a Miata, most people don't go for the NC. They don't like the styling. They say it's too heavy. They say it's just not a real Miata because it's on the RX-8 platform instead of being its own platform. I think that's so wrong and overblown. This car is a Miata through and through, and man, it's just so much fun. And this is the most power the Miata has ever had. You know, outside of the ND2 that just came out, this actually has more power than the ND, the first iteration of this. So if you're looking for a Miata, it really depends what your reason for it is. For me, as a daily driver, this is the one to get. If you're getting a Miata as a second car, NA, that would be awesome. Just because they're old school, they're fun, you don't have to rely on them. And then the ND, of course, is great. It's the newest one. It now has great power, but it's still pretty expensive for what it is. And I think the NC does a lot better in a lot of ways, actually, as a daily, which is why I chose it. I've actually found it to be more comfortable. There's more interior space in here. I don't know, the feel of this car, it just resonated with me a little bit more than the ND. I would get an ND in the future potentially, but you know, we'll see. So I would say if you have a second car, NA, NB, totally makes sense. If you want a new car, then yeah, okay, the ND makes sense if you want something new, but these things are pretty rock solid reliable, so you can save a nice $10,000, $15,000, in some cases $20,000 more by getting this generation over the ND. Now, another thing I want to mention is that the future of the Miata is a bit unknown. We don't know if the weight's going to be able to stay down, if they go for hybrid, or if they go to electric. The car might change, which is why I'm really positive, thinking that this car and all of the Miatas currently right now are going to go up in value. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to turn off right here. So as far as this car versus other Miatas, the NC is just about the same price as an NA and NB, which is crazy. So you can get a Miata that's anywhere from 10 to 20 years newer than those cars. This one's actually 25 years newer than my first one. I had a 1990, this is a 2015. So to get a 25-year-old newer car for just pretty much the same price, that's kind of insane to me. So that's why I think this is not going to last. And if you're looking for a Miata, you want one that checks all the boxes, gives you a really well-rounded car that's not too old, it's not too expensive, this is the hidden gem. This is the spot right now. Keywords, right now. I wanted to grab this one as soon as I saw it, once I started seeing these trends. If the NA and NB went up, history repeats itself. This is a Miata too. You get them in manual, you take care of them, they're gonna go up in value too. So that's why I think the NC is the bargain right now, the one to get. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. That was a bad start. Okay, so to sum things up, the NC Miata is an excellent real sports car that is just overblown in terms of people saying it's too heavy, not a real Miata, and ugly, basically. That's going to be subjective. For me, the looks have really grown on me, and I think with time, it's kind of interesting. When this came out, it wasn't well received, but now it looks different from everything else, so I think it's starting to age a little bit better, especially the NC3. Anyway, if you're looking for any sports car in this price range, the best thing you can do is just drive one of these. Just go give it a shot, and you'll see how overblown all of the negativity is around these. And you will be very happy because you'll get it for a great deal now before everybody comes to their senses and realizes this is a great car that was being slept on for far too long. Thank you guys. If you want to see more about this car, I've got a lot planned. Let me know what you're interested in and give me some ideas for videos to make. Peace.